Hi everyone, welcome back. Guard your mind. This is an idea I got from Jim Rohn, and I think it's so powerful. So, guard your mind. This means think about what you are letting into your mind. So, this can come from everywhere. So, for example, an obvious one for me is that I no longer watch the news. Um, I know people watch it to be informed, to be entertained, to know what's going on in the world. Um, Nothing wrong with that. But for me, the news is negative. Like there are very few positive stories on the news. It's designed to grab your attention that way and make you sad, make you outraged, and so on. So if I consume too much news, then I find that my thinking gets quite negative and I kind of go into more of a fear state rather than a love state. And I don't find it helpful for me. And another example would be video games. Now, video games are a lot of fun, but for me, that's the problem. Like once I start, I can't stop. Like I'll pull an all-nighter, and you get to a point where it's not really fun anymore, but you're still doing it because of the way your internal chemicals have been hijacked. Um, so you can apply the same to food. Um, so it's not just guard your mind, guard your body as well. So, like, if you're worried about eating too much or eating bad food, then you don't have it in the house and you don't go to places where that food is, or at least restrict it. So, my point is that there are many things that come into our mind um, that can cause us to do things that maybe we don't really want to do. Um, but because we've allowed these sources of influence into our lives, it's very hard to resist certain things. So, guarding your mind is about being mindful, being thinking carefully about what you allow into your thoughts, because your thoughts then drive your behavior. And if you end up doing behaviors that go against your values, that you feel, why did I do that? I don't want to do that. Um, Chances are it's because there was some kind of influence or trigger that made that happen. So again, with everything, it takes training. But I think the first step is to assess, like, what are you consuming in terms of media, food, the world around you, and then how is that making you feel? If it's making you feel good, making you feel positive, then it's probably worth not worrying about that. Maybe even increasing it. But I'm talking long term here, because some things they feel great like now, but then cause problems later. If you're finding that there are certain things that seem to make you feel negative, then it might be time to cut or reduce from your life. And unfortunately, that also includes people. So out of politeness and association, I've had I've had a few friends over the years who tended to be very negative about a lot of things. And just because we called each other friends, I kind of just stuck with it and dealt with it. But I always felt heavy afterwards. So, what I'm saying is, there may be people like that in your life that don't need to be a part of your life. I'm not saying you need to go to them and say, like, our friendship is over, but at least reduce the time you spend with them, or just stop seeing them, stop talking to them until they change, if they do change. Like, I'm all for giving people another chance if they are willing to change, but I've learned never to try to change someone. Like, people will change when they're ready to change and they want to. So think about all your influences in your day. Which ones are positive? Which ones are negative? How do they make you feel? And then see if you can cut or reduce the negative ones. And I think within a month, you're going to notice the difference. So try it, let me know how it goes, and I'll see you in the next one.